And welcome back to Jeff Koinange live inside the terrace restaurant of the Intercontinental Hotel. Tonight was supposed to be the duel, the thriller in Manila between the Grand Mullah, Ahmednasir Abdullahi, and the bullfighter, Kakamega Senator Dr. Bonnie Khalwale. The bullfighter never showed up. But guess what? The power of Twitter. I tell you, he's already been tweeting from wherever he is, Grand Mullah. I don't know where he's tweeting from. I'll read a couple. He says, I do not talk about people's private affairs on national TV. Of course, referring to the president's case in The Hague, which we hardly touched on. I mean, we're just gonna, I guess, go over it. And then he says, psychophancy is your career. Boost your Nairobi Law monthly sales. And then he says, my brother Jeff knows my stand. President Uhuru's case is a private affair. No discussion there. And then one more. Rebranded psychophancy smelling psychophancy is real with the council.
No, but I think why Khalwale has decided not to come is he has realized there's a difference between prescribing, aspro for patients and interrogating ideas in public where his views will be subject to scrutiny and searching interrogation. It's not, it's not aspirin, aspirin you just write. But when you have ideas, for example, when you want to defend some constitutional provisions, I mean, he may have difficulties,
Why put himself out there on Twitter? You saw the tweets all week, right? He said he was showing up. He says, I will be there and I will debate Ahmednasir.
No, but even then I told him, he will get bruised if he comes here. He maybe, he will have an opportunity to explain later why he has ducked tonight.
Not on this show.
But let us tell him one, that he can run, but he will not hide. We will get him one day.
When the Grand Mullah says that, it's scary, man. It's scary when you say that. Speaking of scary, Nairobi Law Monthly this month, you called it the axis of impunity. And you mentioned people like Speaker Muturi, Majority Leader Aiden Duale, Majority Senate Leader Kithuri Kindiki, and who was the fourth guy?
My good friend, Senator Murkomen.
Oh, that's right. Murkomen. Those are the axis of impunity.
Yes. I mean, those are guys who are close to, the powers that be. And they are right. I mean, they are very important, players in this country. And we respect that. But you see, we want people to support either the government or the opposition, having in mind what is good for this country. I mean, some of them, they shout so much, but they're destroying the country. I mean, look at, for example, the speaker. I mean, the house is finished. Nobody. 3 years ago, when this man from Western Kenya was the speaker, Kenyans used to watch the debate almost on a daily basis. 4 o'clock, 5 o'clock, everybody used to switch on the TV to watch. Nowadays, who watches? Nobody watches because it has degenerated. So when you kill an institution like that and you think you are defending the Uhuru administration, actually you are undermining the administration. And so all those, 4 people we put on the picture, on the cover, think that they are supporting the government, but in a sense they are undermining the government.
But he's the third most powerful man according to the Constitution, is he not, the Speaker?
Yes, you can. Power needs a rational mind. Power needs a sober mind. Yes, power needs someone who understands the dynamics of how to exercise it. I mean, you remember when he was Speaker, I mean, he tried so many things and the court, dismissed everything. Yes.
Same thing with Duale?
Yes, Duale. Same thing with Duale. I mean, Duale holds a very important office because, I mean, the leader of the majority, I mean, he's in charge of the government's legislative agenda. But you see, all these unconstitutional amendments, especially those that undermine devolution and the county governments, are coming through the Speaker's office and through Duale's office. And that's why we are saying, I mean, when you oppose devolution, I mean, you undermine the government of the president. And that's why we are saying, they may think that they're doing a great favor to the Jubilee government, but they're undermining the substratum, the foundation of government.
Speaking of devolution, the governor is demanding up to 45% of the budget. Does that make sense?
No, it's not cast in stone. I mean, I'm their lawyer on some of these cases.
Oh, so you're going to defend them now?
No. Of course I will defend them, but in court. But
Yes.
I'm saying, 45 is just a figure for negotiations.
But we're already up to 42, are we not?
No, we are actually about 20. If you look at the figures, we are using the budget of
Correct.
3-4 years ago.
Okay.
Yes. So the amount is very little. But also the governor, the governors have a point like roads. Roads are devolved function. And the Ministry of Roads is controlling billions because they're giving the contracts to ensure that they give the contracts and the governors don't give the contracts.
Yes.
So, if a function is devolved, for God's sake, give the money to governors. Yes. And devolution is very popular and important, and that's why we wanted the president and the deputy president actually to own it, to run with it, and to be with the governance instead of being seen to fight it.
But when some counties like Turkana return 3 billion shillings back to the treasury, what does that mean?
Actually, they don't. In devolution, there is nothing called return. The treasury keeps for you. Yes. You will spend the next year.
It's not use it or lose it?
No. It's all, one is the budget has been passed. That's your money. It's not like the old system where, if a ministry can't spend the money, it goes back to the treasury. If, for example, because of procurement, procurement is a big problem. If a county cannot spend the money, and end up county out. Yes.
What would be the best number on current budget? 30%, 33%, 1/3?
Even that will be fine, yes.
30% of current budget, 1.8 trillion or whatever it is.
Yes.
That'll be enough.
That will be, even 25% of 1.3 will be a good bargain. The governors are not irrational. They understand all this, but they just want to get a good deal for the county governments because devolution is working for the common man down in the counties. Yes. It's not working for us in Nairobi because our county government has failed us.
Yeah.
But in some places it's really working.
Like where?
It's making. Even Garissa, for example, Iwajia, Bomet, yes, it's doing very well.
Come on.
Yes.
Isaac Rutos.
Absolutely. Even Meru is doing very well.
Yeah.
Yes. Even Professor Kibana, who was impeached, is doing very well. Only that this, madmen whom they call MCS
Yes.
want to steal all the money. And
Yeah.
Professor Kibana said, no, you can't steal. And because of that, he has paid the ultimate political price.
And he has no party.
He has no party. He's a lone ranger.
So he's as good as gone.
No, but you see, it's people like that which Kenyans should really support because Professor Kibana has fought a good fight. He's a good governor. He has the people of Makueni attack. They almost tried to kill him,
Imagine.
When they failed to kill him, they removed him.
Yeah.
That may be better for him, instead of losing his life. But look at the difficulties, governors are, the difficult conditions, governors are working on. And I feel sorry because I'm sure his matter will come to a person like Khalwale, who may not understand even the metrics of the issues in play.
Yeah.
Yes.
But then they...
And may just pull the trigger for impeachment. Life is not fair.
No, it's not.
Yes.
At all.
Yes.
Alton Sichero Jr., he says some people like Bonnie Khalwale should man up. He can run, but he cannot hide. Anyway, JKL must continue.
Absolutely.
Yes.
JKL is bigger than Khalwale.
You know it is. Ben Kibe says, who's the chicken now?
I think now we from now on he should not be called the bullfighter.
Yeah.
The chicken fighter.
And then we just do that. That's his dance.
Yes. With the leg up like this,
He's gonna show up tonight. You'll see he'll show up. You'll see him walking in. Moving forward. Okay, you said 25 to 30%.
Yes, that.
That's reasonable.
Reasonable, but you see, the gap between the government and the Council of Governors is not very fundamental. And I think if the president, for example, negotiates with the governors, I think that's a problem that can easily be sorted. And once the governors are out of this Pesa Mashinani referendum, then CODE's program for referendum will die completely.
Is it Pesa Mashinani or is it Pesa Mashimoni?
It's Mashinani. It's money back to the village,
This is what the governors want.
Yes.
Is that will they go for a referendum for that, or you talk about a negotiation?
Yes, I think. They want a referendum, but I think because most of them are from 50% of governors are from the government side.
Yeah.
So I think the government and the governors will find a middle ground, in my view. Yes.
Let's come back to your Nairobi Law Monthly. How do you put those three for those 4 people on the cover and still get to live?
No, but you see, this is not a country, where thugs rule. This is a country of the rule of law. Nobody takes the law into its own hands. And when you do, you will face the full force of law. But, press freedom in this country it's almost absolute. We are like any other country in the world. You write whatever you want to write, but factually, we don't defame people, but we are very politically interrogative.
But pretty soon the Chinese are going to own our airwaves. You know that, huh?
I've heard of that, but...
It's scary, man. They're going to control our airwaves.
I haven't read the judgment of the Supreme Court, but I think there's a lot of disquiet in the profession, in the journalism and media, that the Supreme Court, went a little bit off tangent. Yes.
Is that a definite? Is that ruling a definite or?
Yes, it's definite. The Supreme Court judgments are like legislation. Once they give a judgment, it binds everybody, and unless it reviews, which is very rare, you have to live with it.
Shame. Shame. SGR is going full steam ahead.
Yes. When you become a president like Uhuru was, you need great ideas. You need big ideas. You need to think big. The cost may be enormous or high, but it is projects like that define your legacy as long as it's done well. Big infrastructure projects. Like if, for example, he does a dual carriage to Mombasa Nairobi Highway. Those are the game changers for government. Those are the game changers for a president. That's what makes people remember him. And I think that the railway is such a game changer.
100 years later,
we'll put another one.
What about Lapset?
It's also another.
Someone said it's all but dead now. It's everything stopped.
And I think they've even started, 3 parts for the port in Mombasa. The Minister for Lands has been there so that they pay the compensation and start some of the projects. Lapsat, some of the project is being financed by the Kenyan government, and every year in the budget they have certain component. So it's still going on, but that is, that will transform this country. Lapsat, if it's fully operationalized, and it was one of the great ideas of the Kibaki government, will fundamentally change this country.
Including the road all the way to Juba eventually.
Yes.
Right? The pipeline as well.
Absolutely. And I think the pipeline, they are putting tender already.
Are they?
Yes.
I wonder who's going to get it.
I don't know. Maybe the Chinese?
Or Chris Kirubi. All the oil that's been discovered. Did we not know that there was oil in... Well, I think they said now Marsabit could have oil. Garissa could have oil.
There's a lot of natural resources, but you need first the right environment. We need a stable political environment. You can only exploit your resources if you can attract foreigners to invest. And for you to invest, for you to attract foreigners, you must be politically stable. That's very important. Then you must have the right legal regime. Nobody wants to come to a country like Kenya. Then after some few months, someone, because he's politically connected, takes the well. Already, there's quite some litigation in one of the wells, I think in Garissa. One Canadian farm lost, and they're claiming so much money. So the legal regime is important. Stable government is important. A government that adheres to the rule of law. Those are all very important things, and I think that all those things are now coming to place. The new constitution, the new law, the new government, and I think we'll have a lot of direct foreign investment in this country.
And speaking of foreign investment, Kenya recently being upgraded to a middle-income country. GDP 55 billion US. That'll attract foreign investment.
But those are just accounting methods. It doesn't change anything for me or for you. It doesn't put more money in your pocket.
No, but it makes us look good out there. Maybe, or middle income.
Maybe. Nigeria did the numbers like this, and they become the biggest economy in the country. But you have seen, the problem Nigeria has with Boko Haram.
Yeah.
It's almost becoming a failed state. It can't defend itself against a ragtag militia.
Imagine.
Yes. So what has the numbers done for it to show that it's the biggest economy in Africa? Yes.
So these numbers mean nothing to you? 55 billion?
No, I don't think so. They will not increase my clients.
But you only need one client, that's all.
No, but I mean, I think that we need to appreciate that this is just, a shift from one formula to another. Yes, that's all. But in terms of, I think, the basics, I mean, it may have some impact in terms of our image. For the average Kenyan, I mean, it has nothing.
But the other thing, okay, we hardly celebrate good news. You know, the Eurobond a few months ago, that was a big deal.
Yes,
it was a huge deal that 4 times oversubscribed, up to 8 billion. We got 2 billion US wired into the treasury. That was a big deal.
Yes, but you see, when you borrow money like that, I mean, it all depends on how you spend it. I mean, if you spend on good infrastructure that has very little components of corruption, you will reap it big. But if you pay debts, if you pay salaries, if you pay this, we have our salaries, it's out of this world.
Ridiculous.
It's ridiculous. Everybody's milking the system.
Yeah.
But it depends on how you pay or how you use that finance. Yes.
Let's take another break, come back. We'll read some more tweets and we'll also talk about the way forward. Not for Bonnie Kalwale, the way forward for Kenya.
Absolutely.
Yeah.
Yes.
At Ahmednasir Law, at Koinange Jeff. The hashtag is JKL. We are talking the talk. Even though the bullfighter didn't show up, there's still a lot more to talk about. Keep tweeting. Keep watching. JKL takes a break. Jamani. We'll be back in a moment. Ana Abel Kaplag.